The tennis world was on the edge of its seat. Eala, the 21-year-old Filipino sensation, was just moments away from the biggest victory of her career. She had already stunned the tennis world by reaching the final of the $1.64 million Mubadala City DC Open. She had defeated Olympic gold medalist Zheng Qiwen, defending champion Leylah Fernandez, world number 10 Alina Svitolina, and four-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka. Now she was facing world number 3 Jessica Pegula for the title. The first set had gone to Pegula 6-4, but Eala was fighting back. She was leading 2-1 in the second set. The momentum was shifting. The crowd was on its feet. And then it happened. The skies opened up. Rain poured down. Lightning flashed. The match was suspended, and the tennis world was left asking one question: when will the DC Open Championship resume? Today on Top Spin, we are breaking down the suspension, the timeline, and what this means for Alex Eala's historic run. For more coverage on tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. The final between Alex Eala and Jessica Pegula was everything that tennis fans had hoped for. The top seed, Pegula, was looking to add another title to her impressive resume. The Filipino wildcard, Eala, was looking to make history. The first set was a battle. Eala broke early and took a 4-3 lead, but Pegula fought back. The American broke Eala's serve and then held serve to win the first set 6-4. It was a hard-fought set, but Pegula's experience and consistency gave her the edge. The second set started with promise for Eala. She broke Pegula's serve early and took a 1-0 lead. The two players traded service games, and Eala was leading 2-1 when the rain began to fall. The conditions worsened quickly. Lightning was in the vicinity, and the tournament officials had no choice but to suspend play. The match was stopped at a crucial moment, with Eala having the momentum. The fans were left disappointed, and the players were left in limbo. The suspension was a test of patience for both players. Eala had been playing some of the best tennis of her career, and she was eager to continue her momentum. Pegula, the top seed and a two-time DC Open champion, knew the importance of staying focused. The rain delay would give both players a chance to regroup and rethink their strategies. The match was a battle of wills, and the suspension added an extra layer of tension to an already high-stakes encounter. The first set statistics reflected Pegula's dominance. She won 71% of her first serve points and converted 3 of 4 break-point opportunities. Eala, on the other hand, won 58% of her first serve points and struggled to hold serve consistently. The momentum had shifted in the second set, with Eala breaking Pegula early and taking a 1-0 lead. The Filipino was playing with more confidence and aggression, and she was starting to dictate play from the baseline. The rain delay came at a time when Eala had the upper hand, and she was eager to continue her momentum. The decision to suspend the match was not taken lightly. The tournament officials had already delayed the start of the final due to rain and lightning, pushing it from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The players had finally taken the court, but the weather had other plans. The rain returned, and with it came lightning. The officials had no choice but to stop the match for the safety of the players and fans. The tournament organizers posted on social media, "Play will not resume before 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time due to rain and lightning. Everyone on site should seek shelter immediately." The rain delay was expected to last for several hours. The latest update from the tournament indicated that play would not resume before 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the match expected to continue at 6 p.m. EST. The delays were a source of frustration for the players and the fans. Eala had to wait for hours to continue her quest for a first WTA title, and Pegula had to wait to add another trophy to her collection. The rain delay was a test of patience, but it also gave the players an opportunity to rest and recover. Eala had played 5 matches in 6 days, and the extra rest could be beneficial. Pegula, too, had played a tough schedule, and the break could help her regroup. The match was a marathon, not a sprint, and the player who could best manage the interruption would have an advantage. The tournament officials were keeping fans updated via social media. They were monitoring the weather conditions closely and would resume play as soon as it was safe to do so. The fans were left waiting, but they were confident that the match would be completed. The final was too important to be left unfinished. The tennis world was watching, and the Philippines was praying. Alex Eala was ready for the next challenge. The forecast for the remainder of the day was not promising. More rain was expected, and there was a possibility that the match would be suspended until Monday. The tournament officials were prepared for that possibility, and they were working on a contingency plan. The fans were hoping for a quick resolution, but they were prepared for a long wait. The match was a test of endurance for everyone involved, and the tennis world was watching closely. The rain delay was a challenge for both players. It was a test of their mental toughness and their ability to stay focused. Eala had been playing some of the best tennis of her career, and she was eager to continue her momentum. She had defeated some of the best players in the world to reach the final, and she was determined to win the title. The rain delay was a disruption, but it was also an opportunity to rest and recover. Eala had spoken about her mental approach earlier in the tournament. There's always a chance for me to win. There's always a chance for me to lose. So I'm just going to do what I can control, and that's give my 100%, she said after her semi-final win over Osaka. This mindset was crucial for handling the uncertainty of a rain delay. She had to stay focused on what she could control, trust her game, and be ready to play when the match resumed. Pegula, the top seed and a two-time DC Open champion, was also focused on the task at hand. She knew the importance of staying patient and trusting her experience. She had been in this position before, and she knew how to handle the disruption. The rain delay was a test of her composure, and she was determined to maintain her focus. In her press conference before the final, Pegula acknowledged Eala's improvement, saying, "Obviously, she's been doing really well, and she's gotten a lot better too, as a player, and become more experienced." The match was a battle of experience versus youth, and the rain delay added an extra layer of drama. The players had to stay loose, stay warm, and be ready to resume play at a moment's notice. The mental and physical toll of the waiting game was significant, and the player who could best manage the disruption would have an advantage. The tennis world was watching, and the Philippines was praying. Alex Eala was ready for the next challenge. The suspension also gave both players time to reassess their tactics. Eala had started the second set with a break of serve and was leading 2-1 when play was halted. She would have the momentum on her side when play resumed. Pegula, on the other hand, would need to regroup and find a way to break Eala's serve and regain control of the match. The rain delay was a chess match, and the players were both strategizing for the next move. The rain delay was a moment of collective frustration for the Philippines. Millions of fans had stayed up late to watch Eala's historic run, and they were eager to see her lift the trophy. The suspension was a disruption, but it was also a reminder of the support that Eala has from her country. The fans were united in their belief that she could win the title. The reaction on social media was a mix of frustration and excitement. Fans expressed their disappointment at the delay, but they also expressed their confidence in Eala. They knew that she had the talent and the mental toughness to overcome any obstacle. Hashtags like Eala wins, DC Open, and Philippine Pride were trending, and fans were sending messages of support to their hero. The support from the fans was a source of strength for Eala. She had spoken about the importance of their energy throughout the tournament. "I think the community here in DC is amazing," she had said earlier. The fans had turned the DC Open into a celebration of Filipino pride, and they were determined to see their hero succeed. The rain delay was a test of their patience, but it was also a reminder of the deep connection that Eala has forged with her people. The Philippine media was also covering the match extensively. News outlets were providing live updates on the delay and the expected resumption time. The country was united in its support for Eala, and the rain delay was a moment of national unity. The fans were waiting, but they were confident that Eala would deliver. The tennis world was watching, and the Philippines was celebrating. Alex Eala was ready for the next challenge. The delay also highlighted the growing popularity of tennis in the Philippines. Eala's run had captured the imagination of the nation, and the DC Open had become a major event for Filipino sports fans. The support from the fans was a testament to the impact that Eala has had on her country. She was no longer just a tennis player. She was a movement. The rain delay was a test of patience, but it was also a reminder of the power of sports to unite a nation. Let us zoom out. The rain delay in the DC Open final was a reminder of the unpredictability of sport, but it was also a reminder of the incredible journey that Alex Eala has been on. She had arrived in Washington as a wild card, ranked world number 28. She had defeated 5 seeded players in a row to reach the final. She had beaten some of the best players in the world, including Olympic gold medalist Zheng Qinwen, defending champion Leylah Fernandez, world number 10 Alina Svitolina, 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, and world number 3 Jessica Pegula. She was one set away from the biggest title of her career. The rain delay was a test of her patience, but it was also a sign of her incredible potential. She had already achieved more than any Filipino player before her. She was the first to be seeded at Wimbledon. She was the first to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She had beaten the best players in the world, including defending champion Iga Swiatek. She was only 21 years old, and her journey was just beginning. The support from her fans was a testament to the impact she has had on the Philippines. She was not just a tennis player, she was a movement. The tennis world was watching, and the Philippines was celebrating. Alex Eala was ready for the next challenge. The DC Open was just the beginning of a new chapter in her incredible story. She was not just a tennis player. She was a global icon. Eala had often spoken about the importance of staying grounded. "I don't see myself any differently. I know who I am," she said earlier in the tournament. Her humility was one of her defining qualities, and it was one of the reasons she had become so beloved. Despite her success, she remained connected to her roots and committed to representing the Philippines with pride and honor. The DC Open was a celebration of that commitment. The rain delay was a test of her character, and she was ready for the challenge. For more coverage on tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.